Hello, my loves. I have some messages that are showing up for me that I want to bring through for you regarding some shifts and changes that are going to be happening in the energetic field. And it's going to start probably around a week from now, is when we'll really start to begin to feel it. But I spoke a little bit about the tsunami of light in December, and that tsunami of light really was coming in and really separating the dimensions, the third and fifth dimensions, separating the old earth from the new earth, if you will. And don't take these words too literal because it's all happening at the same time. The shifts are more of a frequency shift than like you're not leaving a planet and going to a new one. I don't know why people think that, but I wanted to bring that into. Um, but in December, that tsunami of light that came in really was the parting of the seas, or the parting of the worlds, if you will, between the third and the fifth. And this is also why I've mentioned a few times that those of us who have been kind of residing in the fourth dimension and having one foot in one world and one foot in another, and kind of swaying back and forth between the third and fifth dimension, it's no longer going to, you're no longer going to be able to do that. And that's why so many are being literally swept into the new earth frequencies. And as they do, they're experiencing a lot of very physical, visceral things. So again, this can show up, as I mentioned in the February energy update, as exhaustion. It can show up as sickness, right? So colds, flus, allergies, just being knocked down, really needing to go inward, really needing to care for yourself. And a lot of you had given me feedback from my podcast episodes and energy updates that I've done that you are experiencing similar symptoms. So again, if you are someone who is still feeling super exhausted, where you just don't have, like, your body just doesn't want to move, right? You just want to sleep all the time. When we sleep, we release and let go of what we won't let go of in our conscious waking reality. And so this often is also seen, I've mentioned this before, but when people used to do my meditations, or sometimes still do my meditations, and they feel like they kind of get knocked out and they don't remember anything, that's because they can't sustain the frequency that they are in or being immersed in. And so they're kind of knocked out of the way so that the frequency can do its work to expand and be able to, that energy to be able to be sustained, right? For them to be able to hold it. But they have to let go of what's no longer serving them. And so as many of us move into those new earth frequencies, we're either purging hardcore because we're sick, or we're exhausted. Maybe it's a combination of both. And then as soon as you move through the letting go, the exhaustion, the purging, there's going to be this surge of energy. You're going to feel like you're plugged in and you're like the Energizer Bunny. And again, I've warned you, if you get to that space where you feel this dramatic increase in energy, pace yourself, because you will also burn yourself out by letting yourself go that hard, that long. The reason why we come on today is to let you know that we have some bigger cosmic waves that are going to be coming in. So that tsunami of light has come in, but now we're going to start to have waves. And there's going to be a few waves that happen. The first one, again, is going to start in about a week. We're going to have one at the end of the month, and we're going to have one going into probably the first week of March, leading up to the first eclipse. But there's about three big cosmic waves of heart energy that is going to be coming through. And as I mentioned in the February update, this is the energy right now that we're in is all about forgiveness. This whole entire year is really about forgiveness and letting go. But we're really focused on forgiveness and compassion and coming home to the heart this month. And the reason why is when we forgive, we are giving back the pain that wasn't ours to carry to the person, place, or thing that we believe inflicted the pain. And when I talk about pain, I did a reel the other day and I talked about demons or dark entities. When somebody is hurting us, right? That is a version of them. That is an inner demon that they carry that has a very limited consciousness that is riddled with fears and doubts. And we all have inner demons. Every single person has an inner demon or multiple, right? We have multiple versions of ourselves. We are fragmented human beings. We are fragmented across all time and space within multidimensionality. But the reason why we bring this up is because we want to give you a perspective shift on forgiveness and why it's so important to just let everything go at this time so that you can shift quickly into those new earth frequencies and start to be able to sustain them and allow for that true inner harmony and divinity to take over you and to really allow you to feel as if you are having a heaven on earth experience. And that is going to be based upon how you experience anything, okay? So when we think about an inner demon, we think about someone, again, that is a version of them that has limited consciousness, that is in fear, that has programming, self-doubts. And this is really a great example also of generational trauma. You know, 2 or 3 generations back, those inner demons were projected onto the next lineage and created its own version of those inner demons, which were then projected down until it gets to you. And you have done some type of adaptation of changing the meaning of that projection and then taking it on. And now it's become your own personal inner demon. And that's why we have inner conflict, because that inner conflict is really showing us where something does not align for us. It does not resonate for us. Because when something resonates for you, it's going to be expanding. It's going to feel light and comfortable. It's not going to be something that you have to fight with inside, that you need to reconcile in your mind over and over again, that you need to convince yourself of. And so anything that comes up for you that you have anxiety about, that you have worry about, that you have conflict about inside of you, the moment you start to feel that energy, I really want you to recognize, oh, this is where my limited consciousness is. This is where my inner demons are. This is the generational programming that's been passed down to me. And I'm going to forgive my parents, my bullies, whoever it was that inflicted this onto me. I'm going to give that back to them because it is not my job to reconcile their limitations, their inner demons. When you try to reconcile something that somebody did to you, what you're really trying to do is change their limited belief, their fears, their doubts, their programming, so that they can see you in your truth of what you really are. But we know that we can't change anybody. We can be an example, we can be the change, but we are not here to change anyone. We just are here to be the change by leading by example. It's not your job to reconcile that. It is your job to remember what your truth is. And knowing that when you feel, see, hear, experience that mirrored back to you, it will feel light, expansive. It will feel a resonance inside of you. You will feel that resonance. When you are experiencing a trigger or an inner conflict that has to do with something that someone else has inflicted upon you or another version of yourself, even, it's important for you to just release all of that back to them. That is what forgiveness is. That is the deepest level of letting go. There's nothing to reconcile. There's nothing to prove. You cannot convince someone else to see you in your truth. That is your job and your job alone. Moving forward, the best way to support yourself during these cosmic waves that are going to be coming through is to practice your tools, utilize your tools. It's also going to be really important for you to up your mineral intake if you're not already. I know I probably sound like a broken record with this, but when these cosmic waves come in, they utilize not only our water intake, but our mineral intake and our nervous system to ground the energy that's coming through our physical being and into the earth. It can deplete us and dehydrate us very quickly. So this isn't about just drinking extra water, which you are going to want to do because water is a conductor, but it is also increasing your minerals. So this is taking a high quality magnesium, potassium, getting your sea salt or Himalayan salt sprinkled into your water when you drink it. This is drinking lemon water. This is eating whole, nutrient dense foods and listening to your body when it needs to fast to digest the energies coming through, when it needs to sleep, when it needs to move. This is managing your energy field, discerning when it's somebody else coming into your field or something else coming into your field, meaning this is energetic boundaries, right? Where do you end and someone else begins? We don't need to shield ourselves. We don't need to close ourselves off. We don't need to hibernate in the house. You need to stretch your capacity to work with other energies by getting out when you can and discerning where someone else's energy ends and yours begins so that you can move through this world and not absorb everybody else's stuff and come back sick and depleted and struggling. We don't want you to be there. So learn to manage your energy. I've done a million videos on that. I also offer sessions and mentorship if you need help. But manage your energy, take care of your physical vessel, and remember grace and ease, right? These are big pivotal moments, crossroads that we will be entering with each cosmic wave. So you're going to be asked to do something differently, even if that is just to respond versus react. Can you handle the situation differently? Can you let go and stop taking things so personally? Can you not look at the world stage and allow that fear to cripple you and instead see it as the dismantling that is opening us up to the new earth that's about to be built? So I hope this information was helpful. Please listen to your body. Stay grounded, which means to be present in the moment. See things for what they are. Have gratitude in your heart. And practice surrender and letting go and making the best of whatever is here and wanting to flow. And I will see you guys next time. Blessings.